Real quick, I'd like to give a massive shout out to all the homies on Patreon who chose to support the cult and help keep the lights on. If you want more information on how to support the channel and get your name up here at these fucking chads, check out the video description below. All right. Hey guys, this video will be a brief one just going over all the main choices for professions as a warlock. We all know that you have many viable professions in Wrath. However, there are only a few that are considered best in slot, and it actually depends on what spec you are, kind of. Before we begin, please know that you do not have to choose any of these three professions. All the other professions are completely viable, and in comparison to the best in slot ones, they're not too far behind. For example, I know a lot of people are inscriptions right now, and while it's true that it's not the ultimate best profession, you do get to make some really cool glyphs, plus they get a really good shoulder enchant that far exceeds the Sons of Hodir enchant the rest of the world will be using. Oh, and one more thing before we start. Please know that I live stream over at Twitch at twitch.tv/Crix5 6 days a week, playing 2 different warlocks, a shadow priest and a boomkin. Come stop by to meet some new friends or just to vibe out. Also, please scroll down a little bit further, hit that big ass fucking red subscribe button and the like button because it's absolutely free. And guess what? It helps me grow tremendously. Also, please check out the Warlock Discord, your one-stop shop for everything Warlock related. And of course, if you're leveling or looking to level your alts as fast as you can, do not forget to check out, you already know, the Rexed XP add-on. Quite literally holds your hand and tells you where to go. Plus, it was made by the fastest speedrunners in the world. The link is in the description, and use my name to get it even cheaper. Let's begin. Okay, so to start, let's talk about the big 3 best in slot professions: engineering, tailoring, and jewel crafting. You already know. If you're watching this video for a quick answer, just go engineering, tailoring as all specs. Of course, that is not a good enough explanation, so let's briefly go over all 3, starting with engineering. There's a few reasons why, starting with the infamous nitro boots, which in case you didn't know, you put nitro boots on your current boots. It is not a separate pair of boots like it was in TBC and Classic, okay? I personally love nitro boots for many reasons. They not only give warlocks some much needed mobility because we severely lack it, but the boots also get you out of many sketchy situations, allowing you to move very quickly out of things, away from things, or to get to things and continue pumping. Minimal downtime is the best thing as a caster, right? One thing I really like about them is that I'm constantly trying to seed spam, seed, which naturally has me falling back every so often, right? So I love to use the boots to catch right back up to the raid before I continue seeding. Another main reason why engineering is amazing is the haste enchant that it allows you to apply to the glove. Giving you 340 haste for 12 seconds on a 60-second cooldown is absolutely insane. You can pop this with your trinkets and all your other cooldowns, and as you know, we love haste. Another perk to engineering is what has been known for years: explosives. And a ton of them. You have sappers, Serenite bombs, and even a frag belt, all of which you must be engineering to use, and all of which will give you a nice solid boost to your overall damage. Sappers are much stronger than they were in TBC, and Serenite bombs are a massive trade up from the adamantine grenades that we are weaving in TBC. Serenite bombs have a 1-minute cooldown, no cast time, and most importantly, do not incur the GCD, meaning that you can and should be weaving these in between all your casts literally on cooldown whenever you want at absolutely no cost. Literally no cost. They're like 5 silver for a stack of them. It's insane. Another perk is being able to enchant your cloak with 27 spell power from the Springy Arcano Weave enchant. Engineering only, which will also turn your cloak into a parachute cloak on top of that. This is just a nice amount of spell power that you otherwise will not get to use on your cloak, of course, unless you're tailoring, which leads right up to tailoring. Tailoring definitely lacks some of the features that engineering brings. However, it brings an absolutely bananas, bonkers, insane cloak enchant called a light weave embroidery. A lot of you guys already have that, right? Which is a proc chance of 295 spell power for 15 seconds with a 60-second inner cooldown. This is a massive spell power buff that all 3 specs love and can get extreme value out of the entire expansion. Tailoring also allows you to make a lot of the BOE tailoring gear like spellweave robes and gloves, allowing you to obtain those for much cheaper than the rest of the world. And of course, you get to fly around on a magic carpet. Lastly is jewel crafting. With jewel crafting, you get the lovely ability to use giga gems. What are giga gems? It's a term that I made up for these super overpowered gems that you can only use if you're jewel crafting. You can use 3 of them, which totals in an extra 60 spell power in comparison to what gems you would be using if you weren't jewel crafting. Ruined Scarlet Rubies. Outside of the big spell power gain of those gems, you also get to make a ton of money Serenite shuffling and slanging gems on the auction house, slanging them rocks. There's also a trinket and some other JC items that are very strong that you can make yourself, allowing you to save an absolute insane amount of gold. Now, of course, once P3 launches, Epic Gems will be out and those Rune Scarlet Rubies will be replaced with Rune Cardinal Rubies, which, as you can see here, are way more spell power than the Rune Scarlet Rubies, making JC lose a little bit of value. Now, the important question, which professions do you choose? Well, straight to the point, if you're Affliction or Destro, you should definitely just be engineering or tailoring. Don't even think about the other professions. I don't care what anybody tells you. The haste enchant alone makes engineering better than all the other professions. Unless, of course, you're the guild enchanter or you like hate engineering or whatever the case may be, then obviously just disregard what I said. I'm just here to tell you what's technically BiS, okay? I've got an Affliction Warlock and he will remain engineering and tailoring for the entire expansion. I have 2 Warlocks, one is Affliction, one is Demonology. My Affliction Warlock specifically will remain engineering and tailoring for the entirety of the expansion. Now, for Demonology, it gets a little more complicated. Of course that you can go with engineering and tailoring and you would be fine, okay? But know that you do have an option here. You can go tailoring for the big Lightweight proc, which will more often than not proc on pull with all of your trinkets and whatever else, allowing you to snap a very big demonic pack, which at the end of the day is why you're in the raid in the first place. If you go Jewelcrafting instead, you choose static spell power rather than the proc, giving your raid a nice static spell power from demonic power demonic pact the entire encounter. Which one you choose is completely up to you, and they are so very close to each other. In the words of the mighty Zephin, who writes all the Warlock Wowhead guides, link in the description, Jewelcrafting will always provide us with the extra spell power, whereas tailoring will provide us with higher highs and slightly more personal DPS as well. Like I said, it's completely up to you. One of my Warlocks is Demonology, like I said, and I'm choosing to go engineering and JC until phase 3. When Epic Gems come out, then I'll swap my JC to tailoring. Before we go though, I got one more combo for you Demonology Warlocks, okay? For you big support boys, for you demonic pack powerhousers. That's all I got. I can't think of any more nicknames. This is actually the real best in slot professions for you pure supports out there. And that's tailoring and Jewelcrafting. I said it. I said it. This is actually the most spell power you can give your raid, considering both tailoring and JC supply more spell power, meaning more value at a demonic pack, right? The issue is that you cannot go engineering. Engineering is pretty baseline in a lot of guilds and communities and is even required in many, many guilds. But that is not the issue for many of you. If your guild does not require you to be engineering, you are not speedrunnings, and you just you can live without the rocket boots and the explosives, then I urge you to go tailoring and Jewelcrafting and be the best support demo that you can be. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Just want to do a quick professional one. Like I said at the start, these are just the best in slot professions. I did not want to go over all of them. However, please know that most of them are also viable, like I said, and close to the value of these ones. Okay? They're just not quite there all the way. If you want to go mining and enchanting, then more power to you. Play the game however you want, build the car however you want, and drive it. Okay? It's about having fun first. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Much love, and I'll see you guys soon. If you would be so kind one more time to hit that big ass red button, subscribe, thumbs up, and leave a comment if I forgot something, or if you have any questions, or even better, I live stream 6 days a week. Like I said, stop by the stream. Ask me anything you want. Anything. We'll just meet some new friends and vibe out, okay? We're a big ass family over there. Until the next one, peace.